Hi friends, welcome to my kitchen. I am so excited for you to be here today. I'm really excited about today's tutorial. We are talking about the drip cake. I get so many questions about my drips, what I use, how I get them to look the way I do, and I'm going to walk you through all of that, and then I'm also going to show you 5 different drip techniques that you can do to change it up from just the regular drop down drip. So first, let's talk the actual drip, making it. I make a ganache out of chocolate and cream. So it's not just straight chocolate, it's heavy whipping cream mixed with, I use chocolate melts, and the brand I like is Merkin. You can order them on Amazon. Obviously you don't need to get this giant 10-pound bag, but I bake a lot, so I buy them in bulk. For the ratios, if it is a dark or milk chocolate, the ratio is about 2 to 1. So 1 part cream, 2 parts chocolate. So for this today, I'm going to make quite a bit of drip. So I'm going to do about a cup of cream to 2 cups of the dark or milk chocolate. For white chocolate or colored chocolate, which is just white chocolate, it's about a 1 to 4 ratio. So you would do 1 part cream, 4 parts of the white chocolate. So I'm going to do a half a cup of cream and 2 cups white chocolate. So we'll start by making our ganaches. You'll also need some drip bottles, but some of the techniques we do will not use drip bottles. We will just be using a spoon and a bowl. I'll walk you through all of that. So let's start by making a dark chocolate ganache. So I'm gonna add about a cup of cream. I'm gonna start by heating this up in the microwave. You can also heat it over a double boiler. Heat it slowly. You want warm cream, not hot cream, or you're gonna ruin your chocolate. So I'm gonna start with like 20 seconds. Okay, we've got our warm cream here. I'm gonna add the chocolate. And then I'm just gonna kind of give it a stir, try to get all that chocolate kind of submerged in the cream. And I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes. Kind of do its thing. While that's sitting, let's make a white ganache, and then I have this fun pink that I'm gonna use today. So I'm gonna start with about half a cup of cream, and I'll heat that up. Let's add white chocolate. You know what, I am not doing quite as much pink, so I'm gonna actually dump a little bit of that out and then add about a cup. Okay, and again, just kind of give this a little stir, get the chocolate all covered with the cream. While that's sitting, I'm gonna speed up the process a little bit with this dark chocolate, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for like only 8 or 10 seconds at a time and give it a good stir in between. Okay, I wanna show you this. This is how it's looking about mid-stage. This is what it's supposed to look like. It will come together. And don't put your cream away yet or your chocolate, because I'm gonna show you how to adjust to get the exact consistency that you're looking for. If you like that thin drip that goes all the way down to the bottom or that runs down quite a bit, you're gonna add a little bit more cream. If you like the thicker drip with like the heavy little kind of drops at the end that doesn't run down as far, you're going to put in a little more chocolate or a little bit less cream. This is starting to come together. Again, you do not want to overheat this or your chocolate will seize or split, and that's no fun. I've had it split and I've been able to bring it back together. You do that by just vigorously stirring, and by split I mean it looks kind of grainy, but you can add a tiny bit of cream and then just stir, stir, stir like as fast as you can, and it will bring it back together sometimes. But if it seizes, that means it kind of becomes really hard. You're done. You have to chuck it and start over. All right, this looks like it's pretty fully incorporated. Now for me, that's too thin. I'm not going for that look today, especially because I have all these hearts on this one and I don't want it to go down very far. So I'm looking for a bit of a thicker drip. all I'm gonna do is add another handful of chocolate, and I'm just gonna let that sit and continue to melt while I work on my other ganaches. Let's put this in. Okay, same thing, I've gotten it warm enough that if I just continue to stir, it will start to come together and will finish melting all the way. Ooh, and this is a good example. It's kind of starting to separate a little bit. You can see it's kind of grainy, but you can bring it back together. And there we go. See, I brought it back together. Smooth. There's still a little bit that needs melting in there, so I'm gonna let that sit. And let's check on this one. Okay, so this is looking a little thick to me. So it's already really thick and the pieces haven't even melted all the way yet. So it's gonna need a little bit more cream. Give it a stir and then we'll go back in the microwave. Okay, I have my very large amount of ganache here that I'm going to carefully, this first drip, I'm just gonna show you the regular basic bottle drip, how to get the drips to kind of fall where you want them to and how far you want them to. And then if you wanted to add sprinkles, I will show you how to do that too. Okay, now we're going to pour this carefully just into our drip bottle. Here's the good news with drip is you can absolutely save your leftovers. Just put it in the fridge, and then when you're ready to use it again, just warm it up really slowly in the microwave, stirring in between, and it should be good to go again. Okay, now here's my trick for testing for the perfect consistency. Because once you get started on the drip, you're done. You've got to just commit. So I will often test it on the side of the glass and kind of look at how far it falls. It doesn't go very far. That's what I'm looking for, because I'm looking for a thicker drip that doesn't just drizzle all the way down. So that's perfect. Here is my first cake. We're gonna start with just your basic bottle drip. Now, if you want it to fall longer, like in this space right here, I'm gonna squeeze a little bit longer and a little bit harder. And then like right here, I would either space it so there's no drips right where that heart is, or if I wanted to do a drip right there, I would just squeeze just a little bit so it doesn't fall all the way down to cover the heart. Hope that all makes sense. Let's give it a go. It's gonna be a little bit of a different look because I've got some sugar crystals covering this. Okay, now for the regular drip, you would just go all the way around, but I'm also gonna show you how to add sprinkles. This will start to kind of solidify a little bit. So if you're going to add some sprinkles, only do like, that's a little bit too big, only do like 4 or 5 little rows, and then you can gently add some sprinkles. If you want them to stick to your finger, you just kind of get your finger wet and pick up some sprinkles and then just kind of dab them on. Because if you go all the way around, this would be too hard to add like your sprinkles onto. I won't do too many because I'm going to finish this, but you kind of get the idea. So that's how you would add the sprinkles all the way around, but let's continue on and finish this one. So you can see I'm kind of holding it a little bit longer where there's gaps and it can fall farther, and then a lot shorter so it won't hit those decorations I'm trying to avoid. And then once I'm done, I will kind of just circle around. And then I'm going to get my offset spatula and I'm just going to spread this around. If you need to add a little more, you can do that. Just work kind of quickly because I do my drips on a chilled cake and it will kind of start to solidify, and you want to get that spread around before it does. And then if you want to do the swirl, you just start on one end, turn, and spiral inward. This is like my favorite part of the whole process. Okay, there is drip number 1. All right, the next technique I'm going to show you is the spoon technique. So it's gonna give a different look. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour some ganache on top, and then you're just gonna kind of guide it with the spoon over the edge. You have to work kind of quickly, spread it around, and we're just gonna kind of push with the spoon. This is gonna give more of like a, I don't know, what's the word, waterfall look to it, kind of runs. So if you don't have a drip bottle, you can totally work it this way, and I think it looks really good. There, just as a little bit different. And then you can get your spatula and just kind of turn it around. If you want to do the spiral, you don't have to. Usually we cover it up with some swirls or sprinkles. And there is drip number 2, the spoon drip, spoon technique. We're just gonna put some sprinkles just like right around the edges here. Okay, there we go. There is our spoon drip. Now I'm going to show you the marble drip, and you're going to need a bowl, and then you need 2, you could do 3 colors, but I'm gonna do 2 colors today. I have white and I have pink. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to spoon some of this ganache into my bowl. I'm gonna have a spoon ready to go. This is gonna be using the spoon technique, and then I'm just gonna kind of drizzle the pink over without mixing it in, okay? Here's my cake. So I'm gonna start by pouring this over. And you can kind of see how it's the 2 different colors. And you're just gonna start by pushing that over. Now, if you find that as you're kind of spreading it out, that it's mixing too much together, that's no problem. Just get some of that secondary color and just kind of go like this over the top. And that will give you even more of the marble look as you kind of spoon it down the sides. See, now I'm gonna get some of this white because I need a little more pink. And then to even get, I just need one more drop right there, but to even get a little more of the marble look on the top when I do the swirl, I will swirl just a little bit more of this around. And get that last little drop going down. There we go. Kind of. There we go. Whoops. And then we'll get our spatula and do our little swirl here. Okay, so there is our marble drip right there. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to do the double drip. You are going to have 2 colors in a squeeze bottle. You need a squeeze bottle for this one. And you wanna finish with the color that you want on top. So I want the chocolate to be on top. So I'm gonna start with the pink. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna space out the drips more than I normally would. And this is a little bit of a runnier drip. I kind of want this to drip all the way down, or a lot of the way down anyway. I'm just gonna stop right there. And I'm actually going to put this into the fridge or freezer for just like 5 minutes, just to kind of let it set a little bit. So let's do that. Now I'm ready to add my second color. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go right in between each of those drips. And then when I'm finished, I will cover the top. And then get my spatula and just kind of work it to the edges. There's our double drip, our pretty double drip. Okay. Okay, and for the last drip, I'm going to show you how to do like a sectioned drip, drips in different sections. So what I like to do, I'm going to do this one with pink and white in 4 sections. So I'm gonna go white, pink, pink. You can do it in 3, you can just do half and half, you can do it in 6. I've done that before, whatever you want. But I kind of like to just get toothpicks and just kind of mark out where I want the sections. I'll just kind of go like that. Just to kind of evenly space it as much as possible. And so I have those holes marked there. And I'm gonna start with the white, and I'm just gonna drip. Just do my regular bottle drip. You could of course add sprinkles. Lots of different ways you can do this. And then I'm just gonna kind of, actually I'm gonna go to the other side first. And then I'm just gonna kind of draw it in a triangle, coming to the center. And same thing over here. If you're gonna cover this up, then it's not quite as big of a deal. Just gonna get a clean spatula and just kind of smooth it around. And if you want, you can go right into the next section, or you can let this sit in the fridge or freezer and chill for a bit, but I'm just gonna go for it. And I'll kind of fill in the remaining spaces. And then spread that out a little. Okay, and then there is our double drip right there. Okay friends, here they are, my 5 different drips. I'm curious to know which one is your favorite and which one you might give a try the next time you do a drip cake. These aren't as intimidating as they seem. Hopefully I was able to walk you through all the steps about the consistencies and the ratios. And if you have any other questions, just drop a comment below and I will do my best to answer them. And if you want to see more content like this, just make sure to subscribe to my channel and we'll see you next time.